For some time now, people who do a lot of work with drapery have been asking for the system to be able to calculate the workroom deductions required for the drapery. In order to do this, there are several associations in the data that needs to be set up. As stated in the previous video, this data association will need to be set up by you, the user. Drape and Blind software will not be setting up this data as part of the master file updates, as it is different for every user. The system needs to be able to associate one or more tracks to a specific treatment style and then allow that user to enter the deductions for that combination of track and treatment style. The deductions may be different for a face fix, top fix, or inside fit. Over the next few weeks, we ask you to closely check the profitability of your quotes before sending the quotes out to customers. Do not just check the track profitability, but the profitability of manufacturing, the fabric costs, and the installation. Changes to this version have been extensive, so please ensure you perform these checks to ensure you remain profitable. If you find anything out of the ordinary, please notify us immediately. Let's now go in and have a look at how we can set up the association between curtain treatment styles and tracks. So we go into master files, we go into treatment styles, we select the supplier, a workroom supplier, curtain, and now in here we can see we have associated tracks to treatment styles. In green here, you can see that there are 3 tracks associated to the pencil pleat lined. If we click on tracks now, we will see that we have associated those 3 to a pencil pleat lined for Amanda Fleming. I close that and go down to this one here, pinch pleat lined. We have 6 tracks associated with it. They are from 2 different suppliers. So when we're doing our quote, we will get a choice of 2 suppliers, and when we select each of those suppliers, we will get the relevant tracks associated to that supplier. In this case here, we have 4 tracks associated with it. You can see the deductions that have been entered over here on the right-hand side for that combination of treatment style, track, and fitting methods. These deductions won't be made at quote time. The quote will remain unchanged. It's only when you raise the purchase orders and then print those purchase orders out that the actual workroom order will get the relevant deduction made for that combination of treatment style, track, fitting method. If you don't enter anything in against these, or don't enter any tracks against that particular treatment style, then it will not make any deductions on the workroom order, and it will state on the workroom order that no deductions have been made. In this instance, when we print out the workroom order, it will state on that workroom order in red that the deductions have already been made. So it's quite clear the workroom should know what they're going to have to do. So let's leave that now. And let's go into let's actually set up a new one here. Pencil pleat underlined, so we go into track so you actually see it done, and I select a supplier. I can now select the tracks that I want to associate with that particular product, that treatment style, and I can add. And I can then key in the deductions here. Now in here we have face fix, top fix, face fix, top fix. I've keyed in all the measurements, but you'll choose the right ones in the quote anyway, so I'll just ignore the others. So that allows you to set those pieces of information up for a particular supplier. And as I said earlier, you could now choose another track supplier and start associating another track supplier to the pencil pleat line, unlined, so that when it comes time to do the quote, your sales staff will have a choice of either the window wear or the TWC tracks from which they can select an appropriate track. So it's going to make sure that there's less likelihood that they're going to make an error when they're making a selection, because you've already told them which ones you want them to use on a day-to-day basis. They can, of course, override that if they want to, for some specific reason, use a different type of track. But on a day-to-day basis, it lessens the likelihood of them making an error because you've filtered out all of the other tracks and you're saying these are the only group of tracks that we'd like you to use when you're selling a pencil pleat unlined curtain. So now let's go and have a look at the quote. So this is one that I've been working with earlier, and you can see we have different locations with pinch pleat lined. This one here, we could choose a pinch pleat unlined, which will then give us a different population of tracks. Acapulco, Glacier. And over here now we see we have just Oslo. If I come up to this one here, we have Oslo and TWC. And when we select that, we only have those two tracks available to us. When I come up to this one here, we've got TWC, we have different tracks available to us. We come down to this one here, and if I choose this now, we have just Oslo. If I was to go to the pencil pleat unlined, we now have TWC, window wear, and Oslo. And now I can choose my TWC products here from the 4 that you've set up in the master files. If I want to see the full population of suppliers or the full population of tracks for TWC, I can pop that up here and I can type in S fold, for example, to bring back all the S folds. If I blank this out and I select now from the full population of suppliers, I can choose from the full population of tracks for the full population of suppliers. So you can still get around what the defaults have been set up, because you may have a valid reason for wanting to choose another track. But by default, when they look at these, they will only see the suppliers that you have set up for them, making it less likely that they're going to make an error. So let's approve this now and raise the purchase orders and see what the actual purchase orders look like. Just going into the purchase orders now. And there are the curtains there. And when I print that out, you'll see here the deductions are already made 2090 and 1990 coming off that value there and that value there. So it makes it quite clear. The workroom can see that the deductions have already been made, and your track costs and your track orders will still look as they did in the past. So that's how it now works with tracks and your ability to associate tracks to treatment styles and put in deductions for the different fitting methods for that combination of track and treatment styles. Thanks for watching. I hope that was helpful, and I hope it improves your workflow. Let us know if there's any issues with any of it. Thank you very much. Bye.